Rintaro Okabe never opens the movie mail from his future self. Instead, Mayuri Shiina desperately pleads with Suzuha Amane to stop relying on Okabe to prevent World War III. In this altered timeline, Okabe ultimately goes on to create Operation Skuld and the movie mail, which aids the original Okabe in thwarting the impending world line convergence. In doing so, he successfully averts both Kurisu Makise's tragic death and the devastating World War III, ultimately guiding them into the SteinsGate world line, a reality where everything finally falls into place. Okabe returns utterly shattered, his usual bravado replaced by gut-wrenching sobs. Suzuha steps forward, ready to slap some sense into him, but Mayuri cuts her off, shielding him with an outstretched arm. She kneels beside him, wrapping him in a hug that feels both fragile and unbreakable. Whispering softly, she tells him it's okay to cry, that she's here for him. His sobs echo through the room, raw and unfiltered, as the camera pans outward, showing how small and insignificant they all seem against the crushing enormity of their world. The scene fades to black, and we find Okabe alone in the dark, a broken shadow of himself. The visuals blur as muffled clips of Kurisu's voice overlap and swirl in his mind, building into an overwhelming, surreal cacophony. Then, silence. A clock ticks relentlessly in the void, and we see his lab coat discarded on the floor, a haunting symbol of his lost identity. Weeks pass. Summer has long since faded, but Mayuri still clings to its remnants in her light clothes, while Okabe stands beside her in his all-black Zero outfit, a physical embodiment of despair. He's throwing himself into university life, answering mundane calls instead of indulging in the playful conversations that once defined him. His exhaustion is evident, but Mayuri's cheerful presence softens the edges. She hasn't seen him in a while and is happy to catch even this fleeting moment with him. As they part ways, she asks him to stop by the lab. He hesitates, the weight of the past dragging him down, but her hopeful gaze pushes him to agree. As he walks away, Mayuri's raised hand lowers slowly, her smile fading into quiet concern. The city looms around Okabe, indifferent and unchanged. He thinks bitterly that nothing, not the streets, not the people, not even himself, has truly moved forward. His thoughts churn, an uncomfortable noise building in his mind until it drowns everything else. Later, Okabe meets Amadeus Kurisu. His face betrays every ounce of his raw pain, disbelief, and grief, all colliding at this impossible reunion.